Welcome once again to Keep on Learning online class. My name is Teacher Emmanuel, a teacher of geography. Today we are going to learn geography where we are still on the physical geography. And now we are going to talk about drainage of Africa. But today we are basically going to talk about river. We are going to talk about a river. What is a river? When you talk of a river, is a natural stream that flow in a defined channel. It is a natural stream that flow in a defined channel. This is what we call a river. And I want you to know different terms relating to the river. Let me start by different terms. Normally, we have definition of terms. Definitions of terms relating to the rivers. For example, let's start by a source, a river source. What do you understand by this term river source? When you talk of a river source, is the starting point of a river. Meaning that it's a place where a river gets its origin, or it's a place where a river starts. Let's talk about a river mouth. A river mouth, this is an ending, it is an ending point of a river. It's a place where river reaches at its ends. It is an ending. It's an ending point of a river. Suppose that, let me show you the two terms, how they can be described by using a diagram. Let me show you. Suppose that a river starts from this place and it moves until where it reaches into the lake or into the sea. Suppose that this is a lake, and a place where this river begins or starts, this place is called a river source. And a place where river ends, this place, this is called a river mouth. Meaning that where river starts, this is a river source, and where a river ends, this is a river mouth. And now, I want you to know also other definition of terms relating to river. We have what you call tributary. When you talk of a tributary, is a small river. Joins the big river. By using a diagram, suppose that we have big river here. This is a big river. And if this is the main river or the big river, if a certain small river come from a certain place and join this big river, this activity or this term is referred to as a tributary. Let's talk about a confluence. When you talk of a confluence, is a point where two rivers meet. Is a point where two rivers meet. Meaning that suppose that this is a big river, and if a small river come to join a big river as we mentioned above, this one is a tributary. And at a point where this small river has joined with a big river, at this point it's what we call a confluence. Let's also talk about deferred tributary. You are looking at the point or the word tributary here, but we have another word of deferred tributary. When you talk about deferred tributary, this is a situation, where the small river, before joining the big river, it moves parallel with the big river and moves for a long distance before joining it. Let me show you by using a diagram. Suppose that this is a big river. This is a big river. But remember, we have said that a tributary is a small river that joins the big river. And here, if a small river, before joining the big river, it's move alongside that big river, but moves for a long distance. Meaning that, suppose that if this is a small river, this small river is going to move for a long distance, and finally, it joins this big river. You see, the two rivers, this small river is moving alongside this big river, but for a long distance. And finally, it joins this big river. And this term is referred to as a deferred tributary. A deferred tributary, this is where the small river joins the big river after flowing alongside for a long distance, and finally join the big river. And now we are going also to look at deferred confluence. Deferred confluence. What do you understand by this term, deferred confluence? When you talk of a deferred confluence, this is a point where this small river join with a big river, but after flowing for a long distance. For example, suppose that we have big river. This is a big river. And this big river, if a small river wants to join this big river but moves for a long distance, and that one have been referred to as a deferred tributary. But if the point where the deferred tributary meets with the main river, at this point it's what we call deferred confluence. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, to like and give comment, so that we can improve our teaching and learning practice. Have a nice time.